And here I am, fully dressed. Bring on the action. Sunday, get in there. Sun is shining, it's a beautiful day. Now one thing I will mention, I do want you to go over and give support on the foosball games and videos that I've been putting out, because they've had a decent amount of effort put into them, and you do need to edit a wee bit more into those type of videos rather than these type of videos. So for all that I'm going to talk about maybe more interesting stuff in this video, like all of the Spfl stuff that's been going on, go over to probably the most recent foosball one and give it a watch and see what you think of it. But for now, let's talk about some Spfl stuff. Hello. Just setting you up on the tripod, dear. Just you relax, sit back and enjoy lockdown. Here we go. Way. Dusty. Hello, lads, lassies, women, gentlemen, people of all ages. So, let's talk about the Spfl, the league reconstruction talks that are going to be happening, and what I think of how the season officially ended. My overall opinion, I'm fine with it. Like, at the end of the day, I'm only going to look after number one, and number one for me is Dunfermline Athletic, and it didn't really affect us that much. We got put down one place in the league because of the points per game ratio that ended up deciding how the league tables were eventually brought to a finish, and at the end of the day, mid-table is where I kind of thought we were going to end up anyway. Playoffs was always the kind of hope, but over the course of the season, mid-table, it's fine. Build for next season with hopefully a bit more experience in the team, and whenever next season does eventually happen, hopefully we can then push really for a form of promotion, because with how next season should look in terms of hopefully a reconstructed Spfl, then we should be one of the better teams left in the championship, and hopefully one of the ones that are best suited to go and fighting for promotion. So the league's obviously finished, as I said, with that points per game ratio deciding who would finish top and bottom. Now the Premiership obviously hasn't been brought to a halt yet because of the different scenarios around the Premiership with European football, etc. I imagine that will take place in the next month or so. We just need to wait out and see what happens with that, basically. But obviously, the lower leagues were finished, Championship, League 1 and League 2, and that saw Dundee United crowned champions, deservedly so. They've been dominant all year, they've been fantastic, especially in the first half of the season, obviously. I gained a lot off of Dundee United this year. That obviously comes in terms of views, subscribers, etc, etc. There's been some great moments that I've had the luck to be involved in, like the Dundee derbies, which I always said was a game I wanted to go to, and it lived up to all expectation. And then also games like Dundee United v Hibs, and then the replay Hibs v Dundee United, they were all good games, and even that cup game in itself offered up 10 goals between two games, so you really can't argue with those type of games. Well done to Dundee United, deserved promotion, and be interesting to see them in the Premiership, especially in games against the likes of Aberdeen. I want to see what that one's like. The other stuff that happened in the Championship, obviously Partick Thistle getting relegated because they finished bottom on a points per game ratio, which they will be massively aggrieved at because they did have a game in hand on Queen of the South. You could easily say that they could have jumped ahead of Queen of the South. I think that's probably the one that's really irked a lot of Scottish football fans because of the fact they had that game in hand and they've just been papped into League 1 as it stands just now. So I do feel bad for Partick Thistle in a way, but in some ways I do think they will get saved because of league reconstruction. But we'll come on to that in a bit. In League 1, Raith Rovers got promoted. Now, along with Partick Thistle, Falkirk could be a bit aggrieved at this one because, well, Falkirk were only 1 point behind Raith, and at the end of the day, Falkirk had scored more goals, I believe, in the league. They'd definitely conceded less, and they had a better overall goal difference, put it that way, and it was very tight at the top of that league. So either way, that could have been called at the end of the season. It could have literally went into the last day of the season, and even teams like Airdrie were still up there and could have had a chance of promotion this season, and that's all been taken away from them. I'm really happy that it's Raith Rovers back up because of the Fife Derby coming back now. Who knows when fans will be able to get back into stadiums to watch football games, but hopefully next season, when we can get back to watch games, the Fife Derby will be back, and it'll be a fantastic occasion to go and see, because the Fife Derby's been missing for 3 years now since Raith Rovers went into League 1, and it is now going to be back next season. I can't wait for it. I don't suppose Kevin Nisbet will be with us to score against Raith Rovers. It would be delightful if he would be with us, but I can't see it. The big team in Fife will still come out on top though, there is no doubt about that. The wee team will always be the wee team, forever in our shadow. Stranraer got relegated in League 1, now that was obviously kind of expected. At the end of the day, they'd been down there pretty much all season. Their only real shining light on this season was that they had a more lengthy Scottish Cup run than they probably expected due to their league form, and that was down to Dunfermline Athletic. Let's no beat around the bush here. We did not turn up on that day, and it was a horrendous day at the football. Let's not talk about it anymore. So Stranraer are into League 2, and the team coming out of League 2 in that case is Cove Rangers. They obviously were running away with it anyway, and they were always going to get promoted. It's a bit like Dundee United at the top of the Championship, and at the moment Celtic at the top of the Premiership. Always going to win that league, and it's just a matter of time before they were crowned champions, and the fact that they got crowned champions prematurely doesn't really make much of a difference. They were always going to be champions of that league anyway, and I'm really assuming that they'll be a force to be reckoned with in League 1 next season. I think they've got the backing behind them financially to do so, bring in the better players that can play up in the Highland region of Scotland and really have a massive go at getting up to the Championship within the next few seasons. And then this is the controversial one, because of course in the Highland League and the Lowland League you've got Celtic Hearts, who have been crowned champions of the Lowland League, and I believe it's Brora Rangers who have been crowned champions of the Highland League. Now usually that would mean at the end of a normal season that Celtic Hearts and Brora Rangers would play in a playoff to see who goes on to play bottom of League 2, to see who goes up into the SPFL for next season. That is not the case, because Brechin did not get officially relegated because of this pyramid system. It makes it a wee bit dodgy. It's not exactly very sportsmanlike to just not allow a team that's been up the top end of their league pretty much all season, especially in Brora Rangers' case, where they were, I think, pretty much always at the top of their league. And Celtic Hearts, Bonnyrigg Rose, they were sort of fighting it out. Celtic Hearts really having a go this season as well, and have not got the chance directly right now to go up into League 2. Again, they could be saved by league reconstruction, but that does leave a bit of a sour taste in the mouth, because I would like to see both those teams, both Brora Rangers and Celtic Hearts, up in the SPFL. Who knows if we'll see it, but of course Brechin stay up in League 2. They'll be delighted with that, because it seems like they've pretty much been saved from 3 direct relegations from their time in the Championship. It's a club that's been on the down since that time, and they'll just be hoping that they can eventually turn it around, hopefully for them next season. But now, onto the caveat that I've been mentioning throughout this video, league reconstruction. It's a big talking point now because of the whole situation. At the end of the day, if the Premiership gets called and Celtic win the league and Hearts therefore get relegated on the current circumstances, then league reconstruction is the only thing that will save Hearts from being directly relegated into the Championship, which is obviously something that the people at the club and ultimately the fans don't want to see. They want to see their team in the Premiership, and I believe that if league reconstruction goes through, Hearts will be saved regardless, because if you've seen the task force that's been put in place for this whole league reconstruction talk, who is the chair of the whole task force? Unbudge. So there's a high chance that Hearts are going to be saved no matter what the circumstances are at this point. Unbudge is not going to let Hearts be relegated on her own back. So Hearts are going to be a Premiership club next season no matter what goes through, in my opinion. I know there has to be a large majority vote for league reconstruction to go through, but I simply just can't see Anne Budge allowing Hearts to be relegated when she is in charge of talks to get them out of that situation. I can only see it going one way. In terms of league reconstruction, what would I like to see? I'm kind of torn. I don't really know what I'd like to see, but I know what would probably be chosen, I would think. Probably a 14-team Premiership and then 3 leagues of 10. So the lower leagues would stay the same, but the Premiership would be expanded, which would then have a knock-on effect for all of the lower leagues. So the Premiership would become 14 teams, promoting Dundee United and Inverness. The Championship would stay 10 teams and it would promote Raith Rovers and Falkirk. League 1 would stay the same and promote Cove Rangers and Edinburgh City. And then League 2 would stay the same and promote Kelty Hearts and Brora Rangers, which would add fairness to it as well. It would defeat all those caveat situations that I've been talking about in this video. I don't know if a 14-team Premiership gives the TV companies their 4 Old Firm games a season. I can't really figure that out in my head right now, and I can't say that I've really thought about it that much because it's not at the forefront of my mind. But that is obviously something that the TV companies want, and if they want that, they'll end up getting that, and that might have a massive say in how league reconstruction goes through in the first place. We'll just need to wait and see. It's probably going to be a long slog, so we'll just need to hold it out and see what happens. But aye, that's it for this video. Cheers for watching. If you did enjoy it, please give it a like. Been a bit of a longer video and a bit more chatty. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Comment down below your thoughts on anything I've said, and subscribe for more of this type of content. And until the next video, I'll see you then. Cheers guys.